Maddison has eyes for goal! And that is why. That's why there's so much talk about his future. A moment of quality, a standout moment in the game. Iheanacho has options. Maddison!
Iheanacho rolls it across to Maddison and he finishes it as cool as you like.
Welcome back to Sky Sports News. Watching those goals, Tottenham fans will be relieved that James Maddison is now a Spurs player. He's signed a 5-year contract and a deal from Leicester for a fee in the region of £40 million. Let's get some reaction now then and speak to Ricky Sachs, who is the host of the Last Word Spurs podcast. Ricky, are you relieved that you've got your man watching those goals?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's a top player, top signing for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And a man that really we've needed since the departure of Christian Eriksen. Spurs have finally got that creative midfielder. My favourite word for those that listen and watch Last Word On Spurs, the lock picker. Spurs have got that man, and I tell you what, it's a very, very exciting signing for the football club. I'd say it's a statement signing, really. I think what he brings to the football club is an abundance of talent. He's a man that's very, very good in front of the camera whenever he speaks. He's not a man to go hiding. He's got an unbelievable amount of skill and quality. And I think he's a player that will very much get Spurs fans off their seat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, away from home, and a player that we've been crying out for many, many years.
Ricky, you touched on it there with Christian Eriksen's departure. Perhaps some Spurs supporters think he lacked a bit of creativity since he left the club more than 3 years ago. In terms of James Maddison, how much do you think his creative attributes are going to make a difference to Spurs?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I think when you even look at some of the stats for him, you know, since the start of the 18-19 season, only Messi and Ward-Prowse have scored more direct free kicks than James Maddison. He's an unbelievable player in terms of his ability, both on and off the ball. He's a man on a mission for me that looks destined to go to the very, very top. And we're getting this man on a 5-year contract at the very peak of his career. So very, very excited. This smile of my face will not come off tonight for sure. And I know many, many Spurs fans out there, rightly so, should be excited. We've got a player that's going to be with us for many, many years to come. And I think for Postecoglou, it's a real signing of intent nature. You know, a man that's built on an attacking brand of football and has got one of the best attacking midfielders you could ask for, not only in the Premier League, in my opinion, but across Europe as well. So I think this isn't even where Tottenham fans should be really, really excited.
Yeah, you mentioned Postecoglou there, obviously a new manager to Tottenham, but he's wasting no time in shaping his squad. James Maddison is the second signing this week after the goalkeeper Guillermo Vicario as well, who could well end up being the Spurs number one. I mean, how pleased, Ricky, are you that your club seemed to be getting this business done so early? It's not even the end of June yet.
Yeah, no, listen, I think we are having to move early. I think given the nature of the fact that we've got a new manager in charge that wants to embed a new philosophy, a new style, a new structure, and it is important Tottenham do that. I think there's been a lot of talk over this summer as to whether this current ownership, in terms of ENIC, will back the manager, give him what he wants. I think there was a lot made during the Antonio Conte era of the fact of club signings, of sometimes the managers not getting their number one target. I think for anybody with relation to James Maddison, he should be a priority target for any manager looking at Tottenham Hotspur centre halves. I think as a minimum, that's what Tottenham Hotspur need. I wouldn't be, again, completely against the idea of getting another midfielder in. I think Spurs need to look at that. And, of course, we've got this situation with Harry Kane that we need to really address and have resolved fairly quickly, because Spurs need their talisman. They need their captain to be leading this Tottenham team into next season under Ange Postecoglou. So, listen, whilst I'm really, really happy, there's still a lot of work to do during this summer transfer window for Tottenham.
You say you're happy. So far, you're very happy with James Maddison, Ricky. I mean, in terms of the rest of the window for Tottenham Hotspur, what does that look like in terms of it being a positive window for Spurs? What are your hopes?
Well, I'll say this in the most politest of way. There's a number of players that have been at Tottenham for many, many years that, in my opinion, now really need to move on from the football club. For one reason or another, it's been hard to either move them on, or essentially those players haven't found the desired or lucrative moves they've wanted to move on to. So I think a lot of the window now remaining is about moving on some of those players that ultimately don't want to be here and ultimately can't add value to the football club. And then number two, still looking at areas of improvement. I think when you look at Tottenham defensively, Spurs had one of the worst defences in the Premier League last season, conceding 63 goals. No side can go into next season feeling complete unless we see a rejuvenation of that. We've got a new goalkeeper. In my opinion, Tottenham need a couple of decent, in my opinion, top-class centre-halves. I know looking at Tapsoba, And of course, Mickey van der Ven being another one. I'm sure Tottenham fans like me would want to see at least one, if not two, real genuine top decent centre-halves come into the football club. I think it's fair to say we've got an abundance of wing-backs there that need to be generally sorted out by Ange Postecoglou, who's got a big job to come into on July the 1st. I know we make that reference, and he's been working away anyway in the background, but he's got to get to task very, very quick and establish who he does want, who he doesn't want. And I do feel the rest of this window is about just as much as who Tottenham do bring in to those they're going to let go, because there's a number of players Tottenham do definitely need to move on. And also, again, I look at Tottenham as a whole. There's still, for me, one or two areas. You look at midfield, we could definitely, I think, do with another midfielder in there. There's been a lot of talk, of course, of the Bristol City lad, Alex Scott, who is very, very highly rated and one I feel Spurs should be looking at. And again, I think attacking-wise, this Harry Kane situation, guys, I have to say, for me, has to be sorted out one way or another. What we can't allow to happen is we go into the start of the season with, let's be honest about it, not an easy fixture list for Tottenham, and Harry Kane's future isn't resolved. So it's really, really important for me with Tottenham and Harry Kane. That situation is resolved very, very quickly. Spurs know where Harry Kane's head is at. We know he's part of the team. We know he wants to be part of the squad for this upcoming season, and Spurs can hit the ground running fast under Ange Postecoglou.
Ricky, you asked a lot of questions about Harry Kane and the situation, the mindset of the player at the moment as well. How confident are you that he'll still be a Tottenham player at the end of this transfer window?
You know, it's really difficult to say this. I think, obviously, Harry needs to want to be here, number one. But number two, I think the bid that was put in from Bayern Munich, in my opinion only, was completely, utterly insulting. I think the bid doesn't even cover Harry's left leg, let alone Harry Kane's value as a player. So I think, as a minimum, 100 million is not going to get you even talking to Daniel Levy at the table. So, in my opinion, I think Spurs are in a difficult situation where there is only 12 months left. Daniel Levy will look at it and think this is probably the best opportunity, if not only the opportunity, to really try and cash in on him. But the value what he'll give to Tottenham in the next 12 months, in my opinion, completely outweighs any bid Tottenham will receive between now and the end of the summer window. And I will make the point that in 12 months' time, Harry Kane can go wherever he wants to go. Erling Haaland may move to Real Madrid. And you look at the situation where there's other strikers that will be on the move next summer. So Harry Kane does have options open to him in 12 months' time. I would like him to give this season to Ange Postecoglou, an attacking brand of football, an attacking manager, and hopefully finally win something with Tottenham Hotspur this upcoming season.
Ricky, thanks so much for joining us tonight on Sky Sports News.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.